Hey guys, welcome to the Ben Zone. Shlana here. After the widely successful first season, it's back finally after almost 2 years. And before we go on, I gotta ask you guys a question. What was your favorite part about season 1? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the first season. If you haven't seen it, go definitely check that out. And I'm gonna ask you guys one more question. Which season do you like more? Season 1 or season 2? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's start this conversation. But let's just jump into season 2. Season 2 pretty much takes place about a year after the end of season 1. Now with season 2, we find ourselves focusing on the few main characters that survived the 104th process. And the main backdrop of the second season, we're dealing with the new process. It's a year later and there's a new process, the 105th process. And at the same time, we're split into two different groups. We have Joanna and Fernando, who both did not pass the process and are in the inland. And we also have Raphael and Michele, who actually made it to the offshore. And we finally got our glimpse of the offshore. We finally got to see life on the offshore, and it is everything that they actually advertised it to be and more. Like, I see why people go through the process, because we also get to see how life is in the inland. Granted, in the first season, we got flashbacks of what it was like to be in the inland, but now that we see Joanna and Fernando living there, and now we see the stark contrast with Raphael and Michele living in the offshore, you can see that there's a huge difference. That's why they went gung-ho Hunger Games style. People were killing each other because the inland lifestyle is not where it's at. If you have any chance of making it to the offshore, you take it because the constellation isn't that much better. Now, this being the second season of the show, I expected some lull in it, and I was pleasantly surprised that there wasn't. This show actually kept up with the excitement and entertainment factor of the first season. If you guys remember the Hunger Games, the movie, trilogy, whatever you want to call it, actually progressively got worse as the series went on, because the main draw was the Hunger Game. Just like in 3%, the main draw was the process, where we got to see the worst in these people as they try to make a better life for themselves. But in this second season, people can really go lower than I thought they could go. Like, wanting to stay in the offshore, people are willing to do some, because if you've had a taste of the life and paradise of the offshore, and people from the inland are jeopardizing that, I see why they would want to distance themselves. And if you're in the inland, you would do almost anything, like steal your brother's chip, to go into the process to hopefully go into the offshore. So I like the fact that we got to break down and see the dichotomy between the two lifestyles, and to see the big difference in lifestyle, just general lifestyle. Like, the inland is terrible. Like, 97% of the world in this show lives in abject poverty in terrible conditions, while 3% live on an offshore paradise. I want to live in the offshore. I'm not even in the 97th percentile, but I, living a relatively comfortable life, would love to live in the offshore just because of how peaceful and beautiful it is. But what I will say about this season is, while it does show us the dichotomy of the two different lifestyles, it never strays away from the characters. The characters we enjoyed. Fernando, Joanna, these characters and what they have to go through living in the inland, and they never lose their core. Like, Fernando gets lost in the sauce of misery, while Joanna wants to join the cause, because this is very much still a battle between the cause and the people of the offshore, trying to find a better life for Earth, for the people, for the population. Like, the people of the cause want everyone to live in the offshore, but people in the offshore know something that they don't know, and that the offshore cannot sustain everybody. So while you have those two, you also have Michele, who finally introduced her brother, and her brother's subplot, which I thought was gonna be pretty weak when we first introduced her brother of the season. As it went on, that subplot, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm gonna keep it spoiler-free, but just that whole thing between her and her brother, and what her brother found out, and what we as the audience found out about the second season, about the offshore, the secrets of it all, is crazy. And then you have some of the old characters coming back. Ezekiel's back. Ezekiel and Michele's relationship was probably arguably the strongest point in the show. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed their back and forth, and I liked the way the story was going until a certain point. Again, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you see how the relationship kind of ends. But the stakes of the show have risen dramatically. Like, they took the first step of the process and then they lift it to a second step. We're introduced to new characters, new people, new kids, new 20-year-olds who want to take the process and go to the offshore. So while we're introduced to them, we never lose focus of the core group of characters that we thoroughly enjoyed in the first season, and seeing the stark difference between the new generation and the older generation, if you will. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed seeing what these people are willing to go through to further process and to see how life on the offshore is. Because we're always teased that and we never got it in the first season, but we finally have it. I will say one thing about this show, and that comes with budget. The budget of the show isn't top quality, so some of the CGI in the show isn't really that spectacular because, you know, the budget really isn't there. But what it lacks in budget, it makes up for compelling storytelling. And I'm still the type of guy who can't watch the dub. Like, I need to hear them and see their lips move in their natural language. I'll just read the subtitles. I stick to reading the subtitles. I enjoy that. I can't stand the English dub over language because the expressions just don't match the mouths and the faces of the characters. Anyway, guys, that's my review on season 2 of 3%. If you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up. What was your favorite part about the second season? Do you like the second season more than you like the first season? Me personally, I like the first season more because I like the process. I like the fact that these guys have to fight for what they want. It's similar to the Hunger Games. I like the trials and tribulations that they have to go through the process. So I enjoyed season 1 more. But which season did you enjoy? Let me know in the comment section below. And guys, if you like this video, definitely hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. And until next time, binge on.